seems like another milestone for the Tata Group because now the conglomerate has signed this agreement. This agreement involves acquiring the Apple supplier Wistron's factory, which exists in India. It would make the Tata Group the first local company, the first Indian company to move into the production of iPhones, the assembly of iPhones. And the reports that we've been poring over suggest that this deal could be sealed very soon. It could happen as early as next month. Wistron, of course, is known for the production of the iPhone 14 model. Currently, it employs a workforce that is more than 10,000 individuals. So it is a substantial workforce that they employ as well. And now Wistron seems like they are going to make way for the Tata Group for an acquisition for their manufacturing facility in India. Let's find out more. My colleague Anurag has been tracking developments on this and he's joining us here in the Mumbai studios. Anurag, what have you heard about this so far?
The Tata Group is closer to acquiring Taiwanese iPhone maker Wistron's plant in India. Sources told ET Now, the Tatas, who are India's biggest business group, are looking to close the buyout of Wistron's facility, which is near Bangalore, by the end of this quarter. Discussions between the Tata Group, which is India's biggest business group, and Wistron, which is among the three Taiwanese iPhone makers operating in India, have been going on since last year. And both Wistron and Tata's had been in the past looking at collaborating, and this collaboration also included a potential buyout of Wistron's facilities by the Tatas. Now the Tatas have their own facility for manufacturing precision electronics at Hosur in Tamil Nadu. And a successful buyout of the Wistron plant is going to complement the capacity of the Tatas, who have been looking at an inorganic growth to boost their capacity in this particular sector.
Yes, indeed, they have. And of course, now, if this entire deal comes through and as quickly as it does, will they become iPhone 15 manufacturers? We'll see about that because that would start as early as September. That's when the phone would come out. But that's for later. For the moment, you have that exciting piece of news about Tata Group becoming an iPhone maker. Then, of course, there is the other news that we have been speaking about the tech giant Foxconn cancelling that joint venture plan worth $19.5 billion with Vedanta for manufacturing semiconductors in India. Of course, Foxconn has said that they remain committed to investing in India's semiconductor industry. They support Make in India as an initiative as well. And that decision that they made about the joint venture was made after considering the impact it would have on stakeholders. Foxconn actively seeking partnerships now. We understand they're supporting India's semiconductor ambitions. Let's find out more about what's happened as far as this joint venture is concerned and what we're hearing from Foxconn about their continued interest in India's semiconductor manufacturing. Sumita, my colleague, is joining us from Delhi with this report.
Right. So after its withdrawal from the over 19 billion semiconductor joint venture with Vedanta, Foxconn now plans to apply for the Indian government's initiatives aimed at boosting chip and display manufacturing in the country. The company has spoken in a detailed communication, and in fact, it has affirmed its commitment to India's ambitious semiconductor mission. It has shared a quote, and I quote them: Foxconn has no intention to do anything but continue to strongly support the government's Make in India ambitions and establish a diversity of local partnerships that meet the needs of stakeholders. In fact, the application under the government's $10 billion PLI scheme had been resubmitted, which would have covered 50% of the project's cost. However, the deal with Vedanta broke off due to recognition on both sides that the project was not moving in at the desired pace. This is what Foxconn says. It also says that both sides mutually decided to part ways, and in no way was this negative. In fact, it also calls negative all the reports questioning Foxconn's investment integrity. But now the company looks forward to growing for a while now, has been trying to grow for a while now in India, to take part in India's chip manufacturing plans, assessing the landscape, etc. Just that now it will happen with a different and an optimal partner. Foxconn says, and I quote, Foxconn is open to welcoming a diverse set of stakeholders to complement its world-class supply chain management and manufacturing efficiency. In fact, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav also told exclusively to ET Now yesterday that both the companies, Foxconn and Vedanta, are committed to India's semiconductor mission, and that both companies breaking the pact will not really have a bearing on India's semiconductor mission. In fact, Vedanta also shared a statement just yesterday to ET Now stating that it will continue to grow its semiconductor team and has the license for production-grade technology for NM from a prominent IDM. So Foxconn, after that JV breaking, going ahead to work towards submitting an application on the modified program for semiconductors and display fab ecosystem. Do watch the space for more updates.
Right, so the joint venture is off the table, but not Foxconn ambitions of dipping into the semiconductor market as far as India is concerned, manufacturing it out of India. Let's get perspective on both these developments. Pankaj Mohindroo is the chairman of the ICEA, which is, of course, the India Cellular and Electronics Association. Mr. Mohindroo, it's good to have you on the show with us. These two big developments help us put it in perspective, because it talks a lot about Make in India ambitions that India has had as far as manufacturing and tech manufacturing is concerned. One is a deal that has unraveled in making semiconductors, and that deal was a lot. $19.5 billion is what we are talking about. It has fallen through. How damaging is that compared to what we are also hearing about a distinct possibility, Mr. Mohindroo, that we could have the very first Indian iPhone maker?
Let me attack the semiconductor part of it first.
Sure.
I think it's a very positive development that instead of a single barrel gun, we'll have a double barrel gun. Two very well-heeled companies, groups, will now independently operate and submit proposals in the ISA. I think it's a very positive development. And I think nobody can underestimate India now. We have delivered $100 billion electronic manufacturing last year, which is a quantum jump from where we started on this journey. And in addition, you have already seen that we've grown about 1,800% in mobile phone manufacturing in the last 6-7 years. So India has delivered, and India cannot be taken lightly. This is a very positive development, and I think both the groups will continue to remain committed, because the market here, electronic manufacturing, is growing rapidly. We have a very strong government which is prepared to listen to everything and modify policies if required with a lot of swiftness. So it's a very different space now.
Allow me to interject.
On the iPhone manufacturing.
Allow me to interject about that part of it, because as far as the joint venture is concerned, don't you think that these two together would make for a larger whole rather than, single pieces in this entire attempt at creating a manufacturing hub for semiconductors in India at the starting point? What do you think held them back as far as going ahead with the deal is concerned? Obviously, technology partners were missing, weren't they?
No, I have said that this is a very positive development, because we'll have two independent, well-heeled groups, which can never be, say, perfectly samrid, to take up a project, a giant project of any dimension independently. Of course, appropriate technology partnership and the conditions which are there for approval of these applications will have to be complied with. But I'm very confident that both the groups have the wherewithal to make it happen. They have delivered difficult projects in the past. Of course, semiconductor is a different genre, but the sheer entrepreneurship and the size of these groups make us feel very confident that they'll be able to deliver.
Also very important to understand, because you're just coming to the possibility of an Indian iPhone maker, Tata Group, buying this facility of Wistron. But that also means that Wistron is going out of the picture. Should that concern us?
Wistron is a very respected company, very respected member of ours. They are not abandoning India or anything like that. They are continuing to pursue a lot of businesses in India. They are looking at fresh businesses. They are very committed to India. And if this sale or whatever has happened, I'm not officially informed about it. It's a very positive development for India, because whatever you say, it's a matter of great pride that our India's primary group is becoming a part of the Apple supply chain at the final assembly, which is of great significance. And it's a technology leap for India, because it's not easy to make these very difficult smartphones. So it'll be there'll be a lot of technology absorption, and I see it as a very, very positive development. If
Do you think,
it is
Mr. Mohindroo,
been
do you think,
officially
Mr.
confirmed,
Mohindroo, that this could motivate a few more global companies to take their manufacturing out of China and bring it to India? Do you see that possibility now? And if so, which are the areas that you think will be most active in that regard?
India has to find its own sweet spot. There is a saying in Hindi ke दूसरे की चिता पे हाथ नहीं सेक सकते आप. We have to chip away at our disabilities. The country has to be ready for seen before. We should not plants of 25,000 people. We'll have to create giant plants where 100,000, 200,000 workers work, and we have to create the capacity for that. The appropriate dorms, seeing that our workers are fresh to work, and we should be able to handle that scale. And whatever tweaks we have to do in our labor laws, we have to ensure that India is ready for that. And in the ease of doing business, and also in the way our revenue authorities function, we have to tighten up everything and work. We have to line up all the ducks, Mr. Oza. It's not something which can have even a little bit of slack. This is something we'd rather focus on.
Right.
And the nation is going to focus on that rather than bothering about manufacturing, shifting from China, etc.
Fair enough.
Once you are ready, once you are fit, you can run.
Yes. But the nearest goal, it would seem, would be the manufacturing of iPhone 15, even if that means small orders to start with. It has all of us rather excited to see an Indian iPhone maker. We'll see the exact nature of the deal as details emerge. But Mr. Mohindroo, it's great to get your perspective on these big developments that are taking place in the tech world. Thank you for joining us tonight.
What should be exciting us most is that when people declare that India is the best place to do business.
Right.
Once you get that certificate, everything else automatically follows.
Which is exactly what we hope is going to happen in times to come. The ease of doing business and the fact that there would be that many more takers who come to India for everything that the country can offer in terms of the manufacturing possibility, Make in India actually taking off. Thanks very much, sir, for joining us.